Welcome, everyone, to episode 72 of 1 Hour, 1 Decision, 1H1D. I am Chris.
And I am Tom.
And we take 60 minutes and play a random or user-requested game on Xbox Game Pass and decide, are we supposed to connect the water pipe to the sewage pipe?
I think so. Or where do the power lines go?
Where did the power lines go? This episode, we're going to be talking about cities, Skylines, and this is requested by Sacco from the Crowned Heathens podcast. Check out their podcast; they're a good group of people. This game was developed by Tantalus Media, and it came out back in March of 2015.
Another oldie.
As always, I played this on the PC. And it was a 12.67 gigabyte download. What about you, Tom?
Hey now. 8.4 gigabytes on the Xbox One. Happy to see that size savings.
Yeah, good job, Tantalus. Good job. What kind of game is this, though, Tom?
It's a city planning simulator.
Yeah. I just put sim, but
yeah.
Yours is completely accurate. Yes, it is a city planning simulator, and oh, what a planning simulator it is. Shall we talk about the
I was going to ask you what and how do you do that, Chris? What is your game loop?
I just build stuff and hopefully make money by building those things.
See, I was a little bit smarter than you. I wrote manage the creation and upkeep of the city. Because you've made a foregone conclusion that you're going to make money.
That is true, and well, we'll talk about what happened with that. But let's get into what we liked about this game, Tom.
Okay, well,
why don't you start?
First and foremost, on the Xbox One, this has mouse and keyboard support.
Wow.
Yeah. Now you said, we had talked about it. Like, let's find out if we could do it.
Yeah.
And here's an example of a game where you can use a mouse and keyboard, and thank goodness, because this is a game where you're scrolling around, and I don't know how you would play this on a controller. It would be.
Did you happen to try it at all on the controller?
No.
Okay, I didn't either, but I was just curious if you actually tried to brave it out and try the mouse.
No. I put the mouse and the keyboard in first. I used a little USB hub. Hooked up both, because I only got the one USB on the front.
Right.
And boom, right away. It was like, oh, I see a mouse pointer. I can click OK to this dialog box.
Yeah.
I was off to the races.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
I thought the game looked pretty good, all things considered. Again, another older game, but I cranked up all the settings, and there was some nice lighting that happened, and the terrain looked pretty good, and the game is, like you mentioned, it is a sim. So there's a lot of detail in this game, a lot of stuff that you have to take care of and manage and stuff like that. So for those people that love to know, would you be a good city planner? This might be a good way in for you to try it out.
Yeah. You could find out if this profession is right for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I want to say I did like the way you can zoom way in and see the people like walking on the street.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. I liked that it seemed like, we only played for an hour, but it seemed like there's a lot of depth here, right?
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of like, what's new, what's going on. Like, this game is constantly being updated and things are being added to it. Like the vanilla version that we played seems to be just like kind of the tip of the iceberg in terms of what you can do in this game. So
yeah,
that seemed pretty cool to me. Again, if you're into this sort of stuff,
yep.
There's a lot here for you. And I did like that there were like cheat options that were presented to you right at the beginning. And apparently there's mod support. I don't know what that looks like, especially on the Xbox One, right?
Right.
But it had a mod menu, and you could you needed to register for some kind of account to set all that up, so I didn't do it.
Oh, yeah.
But again, neat to know that it's there. I'm curious.
Yeah. I will agree with you that the cheat options were nice, and the fact that when you start the game, I don't know how it was on your playthrough, but um, you can choose to just kind of go through the city building like world, like just doing that, or you can go through an actual scenario where I guess you're dealing with like a hurricane or whatever it is, some sort of natural disaster, and then trying to fix the city after that, which is kind of cool. I thought I'd be safer by just going through the regular city building mode, and I was not at all. I was terrible at it. And funny enough, I mentioned it to Sacco. That was when I was streaming it. I mentioned to him, "Hey, I'm going to be playing it, so if you want to hop in." And I was making a lot of mistakes that were making him very upset. So that made me enjoy the game more, because it was just like, what more can I do to make this man's mind melt as I, try to connect power lines to things that don't necessarily need power lines, or try to create the world's crappiest city. My city of Verberg was in shambles by the end of the hour. I'll tell you that. It was so bad. It was so bad. But it was hilarious nonetheless. Anything else you want to bring up before we talk about some stuff that we didn't like about this game?
As somebody who spends a lot of time in Excel,
Yeah.
for real, like the economy sheets are well presented.
Okay.
They've got color, they've got icons. They're like very like good to look at, right? Like
Okay.
it's the kind of thing like if somebody was giving a PowerPoint presentation and you wanted to draw their attention to things real quick, it's like color
Yeah.
code it, and like this is I put a little car next to the transportation icon. It's like, okay.
Right.
Like the game does that well. And so, since you're going to be looking at these sheets a bunch, it's
Right.
good that they set them up in a way that's not terrible to look at.
That's fair.
It doesn't
Cool.
look like playing Eve, for example, where it's just like raw numbers on a sheet. And it's like, this is just, I don't need to play Excel. I do that. I do that for a living.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Shall we move on to what we didn't like?
Yeah, I got a laundry list. How about you?
Well, first off, I thought the tutorial was not great.
Not great.
It started off fairly decent, and then like all of a sudden it stopped. And then like I was like, what am I doing now? And there's this advisor thing I kept clicking on, and like it didn't advise me on anything after that. It was just like, good luck, idiot. And I was like, what am I gonna do now? What am I gonna do? So that was great. That was really great.
100% agree with you. Those tooltips I wrote not very helpful when I wrote this down. They're garbage. Like they're not good at all. I didn't like them at all. And they definitely some kind of tutorial mode for this game is necessary.
100%. 100%.
And it doesn't exist. I don't know what they were thinking.
The
I don't know how you make a game this complicated and don't walk somebody through their first use of it.
This is the Dark Souls of City Simulator. It's like, figure it out, get good. It was like, what?
That was the attitude I got from this game. Was like, why are you so bad at this?
Like,
why are you so bad at this?
People are leaving your city. You stink so bad. And then let's talk about the tweets. The tweets are hurtful. You're really hurtful.
And they're supposed to take a shower with bottled water?
So bad. I was like, I'm trying the best that I can. I only have so much money. It's like these people just are relentless. They come into my town. I'm telling them, look, we're a work in progress here. And we're trying to make this city the best it can be. And I'm getting tweets like this. It's like, come on.
They're the numbskulls who built their homes off a water line. Like, they're not on the water grid. They're not on the power grid. And then they start crying about it. It's like, Well, maybe you should have waited for us to put up infrastructure first before you start
Right.
building your house.
I don't get it. But I was, yeah, and I was bleeding money. I didn't know how I was supposed to make money, but I was bleeding it. By the end, I had a lot of abandoned homes, but somehow my population kept growing. Just not enough to get me a loan. It
No.
was just like it was in between that. It was so. I'm telling you, if anyone happens to look at the VOD for my thing, you could just watch the chat. Like he's literally dying inside as he's seeing me play this game. It was so bad, and my city construction was terrible too. I tried to create like a square. I don't know why. It's like, oh, everyone can come around the city like that, whatever. And then, like, it was bad. It was really bad, but it was
Yeah.
still fun. I'll also say that the controls I didn't think were great, even with mouse and keyboard. Like,
Yeah.
I was clicking on menu items and like I kept getting a tooltip, but not actually getting me to the actual thing that I'm trying. Like when I was trying to build a road and stuff like that, I kept getting the tooltip. Eventually, I found out that I had to right click the menu
Okay.
for it to pop up the items that I'm trying to do, and like it was kind of frustrating to do that.
I've got. You mentioned earlier. I agree with you on all of
Yeah.
this, right? I wasn't sure what I should be doing most of the time. I got stuck, right?
Yep.
And wasn't able to get out. I didn't have money to build, so I don't have a way to solve the problem. It's like they need power over here, but if you're in the red, I can't put a power line over there. I just
Right.
don't. What am I supposed to do?
I was looking for Tony to help me out with like a loan shark or someone to come into the town and be like, "Hey, I'll help you out over here." Like nothing happened.
No. Yeah. There was no way to qualify for government assistance.
No, there was no government. We were the only ones there. So yeah, that was rough.
Now, you mentioned earlier that you thought it was interesting that you could pick like scenarios, right, to
Right.
play.
Yeah.
I did too. And so I
Oh.
went over there to go play one of them scenarios, and they're all locked. I think
Oh.
they're all DLC. I think it's all behind a paywall.
Oh wow.
Yep.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
Yeah. It
Hmm.
definitely feels like I'm not playing the full version of the game. It
Yeah.
feels like playing a shareware version of something where it's like, we'll give you access to the first chapter of this game.
Right. Right. And as watch you fail miserably with that first chapter too.
And demonstrate why you shouldn't have access to the rest of it.
Right. Yeah, actually that's a good point because like even when you're picking your like the area that you're going to start building your city, if you keep going past the you'll see that there's like a couple of um regions that are completely locked out. And it's like, okay, well, I'm definitely not picking those because I'm not paying for anything. I'm doing this through Game Pass. I only play it for an hour, so you know,
Yeah.
there was that. Anything else you wanted to bring up?
No.
Dislikes wise.
No, I think I'm good. I think I've said it all.
Okay. Well, in terms of other notables, first of all, I'd like to have my deepest condolences to the residents of my city of Verberg. I know I'm not a city planner. I did my best in the hour that I had. But according to How Long to Beat, this game can either take 25 or 120 hours to beat.
Holy moly.
It's quite the large. And you know what? I think I'm on the latter side of that scale on how to beat this game because it would take me forever to figure out how to beat this game.
See, I think I'm leaning towards the 25 because my version of winning this game is everyone leaves the town and it's over.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Just let them
Like
become a desolate wasteland of a.
yeah, do you get like I wonder how far in the red can you go, right? Like is it a bottomless pit? Like, can you
That's fair.
lose so much money that it just perpetually loses money forever? Is that possible? What's the floor?
Right. What is the floor? Raccoon City?
Yeah, zombies show up.
Zombies show up? Yeah, that's very possible.
Maybe.
Um, yeah.
I have another notable that isn't
Mhm.
related necessarily to the game, but I need to bring it up. Okay,
Yeah.
I need to rearrange my goddamn living room to use mouse and keyboard because
Wow.
I have a a very low coffee table. I
Okay.
do not have any place to put a mouse and a keyboard in my living room. I just don't. So I had
Hmm.
to move some things around and put up basically put a desk in there so that I could mouse and keyboard
Wow.
on my
Okay.
Xbox.
Huh. So, I guess we'll talk about our final decisions then, Tom. Are you going to keep that desk over there?
No. So I used to enjoy playing like SimCity 2000 as a
Mhm,
kid, and like I don't know if you ever played it, but Theme Park on the Sega
mhm.
Genesis. Like my brother and I used to play that like a lot. Like
Mm,
so that's what right. That's what the controller. That's me planning out a theme park. Now, admittedly, far less complicated than planning
sure.
out a city,
Sure.
especially on the Sega Genesis. But I could not wait for this hour to be over so I could do literally anything else. Like I don't just stare at the wall or something.
Do actual spreadsheets for
I
work.
sure maybe I'll just punch in and just start working.
Oh my god. Yeah. I'd like to say I'd like to keep it, but only to bother Sacro with my playthroughs, just to completely troll him the entire time. He has to watch me play it every time,
Yeah.
and then he can just be like, Why did I make them play this game? This is why. This is why you made me play this game." So,
Maybe
so
maybe
those
maybe maybe this is it. Maybe this
yeah.
is why Sacco did this.
Sneaky guy. You.
Mm.
Anyway, those are our thoughts about City Skylines. Let us know what you think of it. Follow us and say hello on Twitter at TC1H1D or shoot us an email at TC1H1D@outlook.com. Check out our next streams on Twitch at twitch.tv/1H1D. And if you're watching this podcast on YouTube, send us a comment down below and we promise to read and respond. Hey, and also, you know what? Send requests down below for games as well. That'd be
Yeah.
kind of cool. You
I'm
know?
excited to hear all these people defend City Skylines.
That would be
Well, you
amazing.
don't get it. You don't understand how to build a city. See, I've been a city planner for 30 years. This is the best game ever.
It's so accurate. Get good, bro. It's like, oh, geez. Here we go. We
You
got the
look the guy up on the internet, and he's actually
really is a planner. He's planned all the major cities in North America. I don't know. But guys, so as always, 120 is part of the QTB network. And if you like gaming podcasts, be sure to check out Quit the Build, a gaming news podcast, weekly one at that. And to see the whole lineup, check out quitthebuild.com/network. And
we're
guys, as
we're on there.
always, we're on there. We're on there. But we got to find out what we're playing next.
Yes. This
No
this is
request this
this.
time.
Okay, I was going to say this is one where the surprise me button picks.
That's right. Surprising button is going to be our request giver.
as
And
it usually is.
as it usually is. That's right. So let's find out what we are playing next. Okay. Greedfall.
Okay,
That
doesn't
name
sound
sounds
like a
fun.
sim.
It is. I hope not. Sorry, Sacco, but yeah, it is not a sim. It
Whew.
looks like some sort of RPG/adventure.
Okay,
Kind of reminds you of like Assassin's Creed Black Flag in a little bit. I don't know.
like I get to be a pirate.
Maybe. Or at least wear a fancy hat.
Pirate sounds good.
Pirate sounds good.
I like
We'll find
sailing a
out.
ship. If there are sea shanties, it's going to get a good review.
Ooh. Okay. So Great Falls our next game. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning into this episode, and we will catch you on the next one.
Thanks, everybody.